and I will try to be short, since you have already been patient enough with us. But I think some concluding remarks are due from my side, since today I had the easy job. I let my colleagues to do the hard work. So I think that you will also like to hear a bit from me. And indeed, it's been a long and an intense day, a rich program with knowledge and experiences. And I certainly hope that despite the different areas where you come from and the multitude of point of views that we have offered you, each of you will go home with a value gained and seeing an opportunity for future collaboration. If there is a message that clearly stands out from these long or this numerous amount of presentations, is that by establishing the Center for Collaborative Autonomous Systems, DTU wants to strengthen its existing leadership on autonomous systems and become an international powerhouse. The launch of the Center today should not be seen as the beginning of something new. DTU is not venturing all of a sudden into the unknown because that's the trend. But the natural continuation of 2 decades, if not even more, of outstanding research, development, and innovation on autonomous systems, and we want to do this in a bigger house and a stronger one. In the recent past, we have all witnessed how roboting messages and headlines a few years back have not been followed up by the delivery of the promised land. Today, in several instances, we've been discussing about the self-driving car and how we're still waiting for it. I don't know how many of you have placed the autonomous car in the shopping list for 2020, but as we all know, it will not be under the Christmas tree this year. Maybe in few years from now. As a scientist, I do not see this as a failure, but only the evidence that the amount of research needed in order to get to that level of autonomy, to that dream come true, is still large, and research and development is needed in order to witness fully autonomous systems, especially if we envisage them to be an integrated element of our society, where some of them, not all of them, will have to work shoulder to shoulders or coexist with us humans. Much of the needed research, as we discussed today, is technology related, but is not technology focused. Some of you may have heard about the recently released Molly problem, which I would like you to make familiar with. A young girl called Molly crosses the street without anybody attending her. And on the way to the other side, it is hit by an unmanned self-driving car. There are no eyewitnesses. The question is, what should happen next? The Molly problem clearly is not unique of the automotive industry. As we know, for example, from our research on the autonomous ship, the acceptable level of failure of systems of this type is minimal. We cannot go by the standards of other type of communities where 5% or 10% of classification or misclassification is acceptable. Here it is not. These problems are formulated and debated to understand the public expectations in the autonomous system behavior during critical situations. Therefore, in order to actualize, or the actualization of autonomous systems in different areas of society strongly depend on the ability to certainly innovate technologically, as well as the ability to generate public acceptance and understanding the changes in workflows that the integration of such technologies will necessarily demand. We cannot expect that from one day to the other, people will accept naturally, as John told us, to see machines walking but just on the side of where we walk and doing the jobs that we used to do. To best address this twofold challenge, decoupling the governance of the technology from the technology development will result in limited acceptance and adoption and restrained technologies. We will simply, at some point, if we do not govern the process, we will have to renounce to some features. To best address this twofold challenge, DTU builds the Center for Collaborative Autonomous Systems by bringing together the hardcore technology developers from the electrical engineering, computer science, and space technology domains with our specialists in technology management. Now, allow me to give you a sense of perspective. It's natural, after such a long day, to go back having at least the answer to a basic question: where are we heading from now and from here? Well, thanks to the commitment of our funding departments, we will launch the first flagship project within the second quarter of next year. And this is why we will initiate an internal process where our scientists jointly will have to promote their research ideas within, of course, the area of autonomous systems. These ideas will be evaluated externally, and then there will be the first flagship project emerging from this process, which will be initiated, once again, thanks to the financial commitment of DTU Electrical Engineering, DTU Management, DTU Compute, and DTU Space. What else? The center has the ambition to develop and to operate on two timescales. As an institution, as an academic institution where we create knowledge, we need to have the ambition to look very far down the road. At the same time, if we want to collaborate with industries here in the country to strengthen their positioning nationally, internationally, we need also to be able to deliver on shorter time frames. And that's what we have the ambition to do. What we will do in the coming months, and of course throughout 2021, is that we will initiate a series of idea co-generation workshops, of course rooted here at DTU, to stimulate dialogue and brainstorming among the scientists that have to actually build from the bottom up this new house in order to identify groundbreaking, high-risk, high-gain research ideas which bring autonomous systems into the sustainability agenda of the United Nations. Interested industrial stakeholders will be invited to contribute to such a workshop, because we believe that the views from people outside DTU will be valuable in order to identify the best ideas, and also because when we do not commit to develop something for tomorrow or for today, industry may be more willing to open up and collaborate on a more relaxed basis. At the same, this process, of course, will generate long-term research paths to develop technology that we expect will revolutionize the area in 5 to 10 years. That's our long term. At the same time, we look forward to all the collaborations that we can build with our industrial stakeholders within the center to address outstanding issues that will get us closer to have some level of autonomy in the different domains in much shorter time frames of 2 to 4 years. And here, of course, we invite our industrial partners to come and solicit us to actually address problems that are outstanding. To conclude, the Center for Collaborative Autonomous Systems is a new collaboration arena to best address the multifaceted challenges that the actualization of autonomous systems present. Today we have seen that a lot, of course, has been done, but we also have got a clear idea that a lot remains to be done in order to see such a technology to be present in a more pervasive way in our society, and also to be fully accepted, first of all, by ourselves, that we need to live with that. The center, as I said, as such, is not entering in competition, certainly not with the departments that are helping to fund it. We're not in competition with industry or our other academic university realities here in the country. On the contrary, the center is born to collaborate with universities that share our vision, to collaborate with industrial stakeholders that see on autonomous systems the way to strengthen the leadership, and to collaborate with concerned public and private institutions that would like to understand the societal implications of having systems, autonomous systems, coexisting shoulder to shoulder with humans. Said that, I would like to conclude by giving a few thanks messages. I would like to thank my colleagues, Jan Madsen from DTU Compute, John Pauline Hansen from DTU Management, Matteo Fumagalli from DTU Electrical Engineering, and Michael Leonard-Werner from DTU Space for being with me to do the heavy lifting in the first months of this new and incredible adventure. I would like to thank the staff that has helped to put this together today. Without them, it would not certainly be possible. I would like to thank all the speakers that have come here and made us all more knowledgeable about what has already happened at DTU and outside DTU, and what are the opportunities and challenges that we need to address in the future years. I would like to thank DTU, of course, for the opportunity that is giving us, and myself first. And last but not least, I would like to thank all of you present here and virtually to be with us today, and I look forward to collaborate with each and every of you. Thank you.